We are used to a GPS when driving. It constantly guides us towards the goal, and even if we deviate, it recalculates a new path to the goal. Imagine having a GPS inside your IT system that helps the users in the same manner as the GPS helps us when driving. DCR Graphs provides the same feature for knowledge worker, guiding them towards the goal no matter how and when the situation changes. DCR nudges the user digitally to facilitate progress. DCR uses predictive process monitoring techniques and AI to predict the next step that the user might take. Let me demonstrate how it works using the DCR portal. We have created a model of an expense report. We can simulate graphs as we have demonstrated before. Let's start the simulation to see how DCR can guide us through the process. When we start the simulator, we notice the element DCR AI Guide in the center top of the screen. We see the most probable next activity given the chosen scenario. Other scenarios might be applicable. If we choose another scenario, we see other activities with other probabilities. First, we execute the first step, fill out expense report. We notice that approve is now the recommended next step with 87% probability. We also notice that approve is marked with an orange border in the task list on the right. We execute approve. Notice the changed list of scenarios. The list of scenarios is now shorter. Payout now has an 89% probability as the next step. Finally, execute payout and we are done. No more tasks exist. As a user, we choose the well-known happy path on our way towards the goal. We can thereby be guided by coworkers toward the goal of defined scenarios as well as previous ways we've conducted our work. We can follow the recommendation provided, but we can also choose other paths. Even though a specific path is most common, other paths might be equally valid and useful, and in some situations even more efficient. Let's try again, now choosing another step than the recommended. First, we execute a fill out expense report. Secondly, we execute approve. Now notice payout is recommended next step. However, instead we choose to execute reject as the next step. The scenario is then changed to manager changes his mind many times with 50% probability. Click scenarios and notice that the manager changes his mind many times is now one of two well-known paths towards the goal. Therefore, each step is now with 50% probability. If we click approve, we can see the path to the goal. If we now execute fill out expense report, we continue the recommendation, but now only the weird scenario is shown. If we then click reject, then the system cannot find any recommendations as no scenario is identical to the path taken this time. So now the user is on his own. No recommendation can be provided as the user is now on a path never seen before. DCR Graphs enables the knowledge worker to choose the path he finds most relevant while still adhering to laws and regulations. We can capture behavior and have employees train the computer on the best behavior for different situations and needs. The algorithm is based on knowledge about how users perform activities in the process. This can be defined synthetically in the DCR portal or found using process mining techniques from actual process data. It will be interesting to find out if and how recommendations affect how users actually work. How will the collaboration between the employee and the computer work? Will employees follow the recommendations rigidly without thinking, or will they play an active role and inform the computer when recommendations are odd, wrong, or insufficient? How can they teach the computer about new work patterns? Enabling knowledge workers to find new paths and provide information about why existing recommendations does not work makes it possible for the computer to assist knowledge workers in the innovation process. Continuous process improvement has become a digital reality. Thank you for listening. Learn more about DCR on the links below.